When it comes to administering emergency first aid in a potentially life or death situation, time can be a critical factor. With that in mind, Manchester's police department has recently become one of the few around the state to have received additional training in CPR, use of defibrillators, and other techniques aimed to stabilize someone who may be suffering a cardiac arrest or have been injured in a car accident. Winhall's police department is another one in the area that is similarly skilled up, but they are among the few in the state, according to the Vermont Police Academy in Pittsford. At a recent select board meeting in Manchester, several officers and a dispatcher were recognized for some quick thinking and action that may have saved a life, as Lieutenant P.J. Owens of the police department told the audience.
Who, back in January, because of this training, PD took a call for a person who was down, and CPR was initiated. Let me just, first of all, just talk to the technology officers I'm talking about here. Officer Jason Thomas, Officer Dan Spear, and Dispatcher Tom Batts. So Dispatcher Batts, but meantime, waiting for rescue, our officers responded to the scene, took over CPR from the civilians with the help of a rescue squad first responder. Got the AED, utilized it, the shock was administered, continued CPR, helped out with the rescue squad when they finally arrived, and as a result of their quick actions and the training, by the time the person left the house with the rescue squad, he obviously had a pulse and was talking. So,
After the select board meeting, town manager John O'Keefe noted that the idea for this grew out of a study conducted in 2015 that looked at how emergency rescue and public safety services were being delivered in the area.
It's been on the radar screen for a while, but probably one of the first places that it was really fleshed out was during the police study with Dorset. They talked a lot about first responders. One of the challenges in Manchester is we're fairly rural, and our two hospitals are down in Bennington and up in Rutland, so that takes the rescue squad out of town quite a bit. Down to the hospital, drop off, paperwork, coming back, can be up to an hour and a half.
Police Chief Michael Hall explains how the added skills came to be included in the police force's training.
During our last contractual negotiations we had with the police department union, of course they were looking for increases in pay and benefits, and part of that transitioned into a conversation at the suggestion of the town manager of additional things that we might be able to do to add value to the police department, to the community. And essentially, one of the things that both he and I recognized is the dwindling coverage of EMS services at any given time, depending on the circumstances. And, what I would like to say is that this is by no means a supplemental addition to the rescue squad. This is clearly an additional public safety service that we're providing just as any person would if they had the limited training and the limited equipment that we have. But essentially, if we get someone that suffers a severe injury where they're likely to bleed to death without rapid intervention, and we can do that, we're going to be there to provide that service.
All the officers on the force have now received the medical training. So far, about 6 people have been helped in what were seen as potentially life-threatening situations. For the GNAT TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.